Good afternoon, collective. It's Brooke from Authentic Angelic Activation, and I'm just here soaking up the sun. I have some channeled messages from you from the Fae, the Ossi, the She, see? It's the AOSSI. I looked it up, okay? It's the fairy realm, okay? And they're called the Fae, okay? And I just found out that they've been my spirit guides for a really, really long time. You guys ever had imaginary friends, right? Okay. That's the fairies. That's our imaginary friends, all right? So I am going to just start out with this channeled message that I had documented on 9/13, and they keep telling me to share this with you guys, and I've had so many channeled messages I don't even know where to begin. So the message and then we have the cards from earlier. These were pre-pulled. So we have solar flares. Words and thoughts are a form of radioactivity and do not return void. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is that the throat chakra clearing. Thank you, spirit angels, guides of the highest white Christed light. Please come into this reading. Angels, fairies, the Asi, the Fae, the She. Okay, come into this reading and give us your wisdom, love, and light. Give us your angelic presence. Give us your violet fairy illumination to this message. And so it is. Let's ground our energy here. And so it is. Thank you. So the runes that we also got was Harvest. That's Horde. And Iwaz, the M rune, the rune of quickness. Okay? So this is Harvest and quickness. Fast-paced movement. So what I'm getting from that mixed with the channeled messages I'm going to be bringing you today, don't worry, be happy, Spirit saying, it has to do with an activation that happened around the time when we were getting huge solar flares. And those manifestations, our manifestations take time to come into fruition. Whatever we do in the ethereal, it has to come down into the 3D, okay? So if we're working in the 12th dimension, all that has to come down to the 3D, okay, to ground, okay, into the physical, into the tangible, into the material from the ethereal. So whatever you guys were manifesting, it's harvest time, baby. And it's happening quickly. The fairies are saying, the Fae are speaking. They're all, yes. I can feel you all around me. Yes. Entering the air I breathe in. Okay, so we have that channeled song. They're all around us. They're in the air that we're breathing. Okay. So the channeled message was... And, the fairies really help us work with runes, because runes are of the earth and the earthly realm, and the fairies, and the gnomes and the beings, the elemental beings that guide us and protect us, they want us to use runes. And so that's why the runes came out last night, and the Fae told me to come out into the nature and to give you guys a reading by the bridge in the forest. So that's where I'm at. And I also got this channel's message about working with runes, okay? it says, congratulations, don't play with a G. Okay, so you might be from the tribe of Gad, or you just might be a gangster in the spiritual realm. Okay, and then they also said you're reaping the rewards. You're reaping the rewards from the ancient runes. Okay, so we have the rune of completion and the rune of destruction. Okay, so you completely have put an end to your old way of being. And you had to, because you realize that words and thoughts are a form of radioactivity and they do not return void. So whatever is done in the dark will come to light. And the thing is, like, anything that you return to sender has to go somewhere. So if you know that you work with the light and everything like that, and you feel something pulling your injury, you say return to sender. That can mean anything good or anything negative. Okay, so when we're returning to sender, we want to make sure that we're returning to sender and realizing that, it's not a bad thing to return to sender, basically, because you're not doing anything to bring about people's karma. You're just exercising your free will within the universal laws. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Heavy channeling on, the universe is a boomerang, and we don't have the power to bring karma in, but we have the power to exercise our free will to make choices that allows for people's for their boomerang to hit back to them and not to touch you. Okay, so the message that I got was, you've been protected by the Fae, the fairies. If you resonate to this message, this is for you. This is for you, baby. All right. You've been protected since you were born. Okay. This is the Credemian Caesis, Irish for fairy faith. So you have been initiated since you were born into the fairy faith. And I think it's interesting, 7:17 on the clock and 7:19 on the clock. I think it's interesting because I've always been drawn to fairies. I thought I just liked sparkles, but honestly, this resonates for me. And this was the download I got for the collective here. The Sidhe, or the she, Sidhe, okay, or mounds, or the lordly ones, or the good people, they give us mortals protection and healing to the shamans. So shout out to my shamans. Where are my shamans at? Okay, this is my great grandmother's crystal. Okay, shamanism runs deep, let's just say. Okay, shamanism runs deep. All right, so on the good side. Okay, gives mortals protection and healing. After being defeated, they retreated into another time and space dimension. Okay, so these fairies, after helping the mortals and the shamans, they had to retreat into a different time space dimension. That's why we're able to access them now, because these portals are open. We're able to access our Akash and realize we have been protected by the fairies this whole time. Okay, this is from West Ireland blood. These fairies come to us all the time. I even remember as a child, they were our imaginary friends. Right. So I am part, and then I wrote, I am part of the fairy faith. So you guys are part of the fairy faith. Okay. That's what Spirit is telling me. You guys are shamans. You guys have lived many lives working with the fairy realm. Okay. So we're going to get some messages as far as the, these were our pre-pulls. Okay. So let's kind of leave these up here. And then our runes that we had. Okay. So I'm going to get some messages from Woman's Bodies, Woman's Wisdom. Okay, I'm just really feeling called to be using this deck. It's not just for women, but it is geared to divine feminine energies, okay? Because, the fairies, they're very divine, but they're very funny too. They have a really funny sense of humor. Like, The fairies will hide things from me all the time, and I'll look in the place I know it was, and it won't be there, and then I'll look like an hour later after I said, okay, fairies, I get it, you want my attention, and yeah. So I know for sure that they like to play little tricks, okay? But that's just because they live in another dimension, and so they do that. They hide in the forest, they do all of these things because they're just funny like that, okay? So at the bottom of the deck, we have partnership, regroup, okay? So maybe you guys were in a partnership and you're kind of realizing that maybe it wasn't what you thought it was, so you're taking time to regroup, okay? And that's okay. That's totally okay. So angels, fairies, guides, spirits, the fae, what do you have for my divine beings, my shamans? Okay. And I am going to read the book on this one today and get 3 cards. So we got enlightened heart and mind, perfection versus imperfection. Okay. Enlightened heart and mind, perfection versus imperfection. That's our first card. And I'm just going to get all 3 cards, and then we're going to go ahead and read. Thank you, Spirit. And then we got self-expression, channel clearly. Yeah, you guys are divinely channeling right now. You see all that gold around her aura, you know, with this orange here. That tells me your sacral chakra is balanced, your solar plexus is balanced, and you're using music to inspire people. Maybe you're a musician, maybe you play an instrument, maybe you sing, but you're definitely divine, and you're definitely shining at this time, you know, because you accepted your imperfections, and you just realize that, you know, not everything, you know, has to look a certain way. You're looking at all these options, and it's like, which way do I go? And you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and, you know, regroup. Okay, like it said, regroup from a partnership. All right, spirit angels, guides and fairies, fae, elementals, shaman, ancient energy. Give us one more. Whoa, that's way too many, Spirit. I'm going to take the first one that I saw, though, over here, and it's... Actually, this is great. Partnership. Prepare. Okay, so after a time of a partnership, you had to regroup. You realize that, you know, nothing's perfect. You're not perfect. They might not be perfect, but you're expressing yourself, and it's allowing you to see things clearly and channel your energy and your creativity. Yeah, I see you're channeling your creativity very, very divinely at this time, because look at you. Look at you. Just laying there with all that divinity, that woman just kind of, you know, she's preparing herself for the divine blessings to come through. Okay, Spirit. So what I want to get into now is the book for the enlightened heart and mind, the first card. It's so beautiful out here, you guys. It's like so quiet, and I feel like I'm in another dimension. I feel like I'm in the fairy realm right now. I wish I had some music that we could listen to on the background, but you know how it is on YouTube. I had to take one of my videos down because I was getting a copyright strike, because I guess the music was able to be heard in the background. This is just a side note. So if one of my videos got taken down, that's why, you guys. Okay, so we have enlightened heart and mind, perfection versus imperfection. Okay. Here's the card so you guys can meditate on it. It says, gather the information you need before making important decisions, but be comforted by the fact that it is not possible to know everything. When you don't have all the facts, your heart will always give you the right answer. Okay, here's the affirmation for today. Understand the limits of your mind. You can't know everything. Progress occurs only when you are able to move forward despite uncertainty. Okay, yes, you guys were able to move forward despite not having answers, not knowing where you stand, not having anybody being real with you. Everybody just, kind of walking around like nothing's happening. And you're like, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like everything's perfect, but I'm going to be authentic. My throat chakra. I'm going to get this message out. I come against anything and I allow spirit to annihilate any of my enemies at this time that are going to be attacking my throat chakra. May my enemies die before me, Ashe. And so it is. Okay, so you know that you don't have to be a slave to your mind, that even through uncertainty, you can still keep it moving. Okay, so the next one is self-expression. And that's going to be channel clearly. So self-expression is going to be back here. Sorry, you guys. When I do the cards like this, when we pull them like this, I don't know what's going to come out, so I can't really prepare to get on the right page. And it always takes like 1,000 years, but that's okay, because I'm not giving up, and neither should you. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm a survivor. Yeah, we're survivors on this channel. We're survivors over here. We don't stop just because something gets uncomfortable. We don't stop just because we don't look perfect or act perfect or have everything that people think that we need to have. We don't care. We just shine, and we're authentic and we're different. The fairies are telling us we're different. We stand out in a crowd, and some people don't know how to handle us. So we had to handle ourselves and accept ourselves, because who's going to accept us if we don't? For real though, who is going to accept us if we don't accept ourselves fully? I know until I stepped into my full Empress energy, fully, and said, fuck it, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm going to be me because I know I'm good enough. I know that I did not get the type of treatment, let's say, and respect that I get now. And the respect is just equal give and take, just reciprocation, So channel clearly. This card is saying you will always be inspired to the highest and best use of your mind and heart by the things that move you. Yes. What did I say about music, movement, being in the flow, creativity, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra? Okay? These solar flares brought into fruition all of your manifestations, and you're harvesting quickly. Okay? That was the pre-pull that I got right here. Okay? And then now it's all lining up. You're channeling clearly. Okay? Pay attention to what makes you laugh, what makes you cry. These are the associated things with the greatest gifts and talents. Yes, you guys, let your emotions be free. Let yourself freely express what it is you feel inside. And here's the affirmation. Always ask the question, who and what does my intellect serve? Our bodies work best when our minds and hearts work in harmony with our highest purpose. Yes, I really feel like you guys are stepping into your higher purpose at this time. I really, I'm channeling a lot of people starting new businesses, exiting the matrix, quitting their jobs, just, taking that leap, because the energy right now, the frequency is raising so high, it's like the truth cannot be hidden. And I just saw a butterfly. That's a confirmation. I see a butterfly flying right by me. Okay, so we got partnership for the next card. Okay, so partnership is our next card. Let me get the book out. And this one's going to be prepare. Okay, so this is our last card. Prepare. So this is what's coming towards you, collective. Okay, prepare. Our relationships with others are mirrors that reflect back to us what we believe about ourselves and our worthiness. I've been speaking about worthiness. Spirit has been dropping the worthiness Worthiness, self-love, self-affirmations, that is where we need to be at. We need to stop trying to get it from other people. That's the only way we're going to draw in our divine counterpart. Okay? To prepare for a successful relationship, check out the areas within you that may need some upgrading. How's your self-esteem? How is your sense of worthiness? Exactly. You know, if you're not feeling worthy at this time, that's okay. Let me tell you right now, you are worthy. You are worthy just for being you. Okay? And our self-esteem is based on esteemable actions. So if we're putting the work in with spirit, then we're gonna have self-esteem no matter what. Okay? This is the affirmation. Examine your partnership heritage, both personal and familial. Who are your partnership role models? Are you repeating any patterns? Yes, I really feel like this is saying, look at your family line, ancestral line. Do research on the curses and the generational, curses only are things that we bring about based on our manifestations, and sometimes we have to be the ones to break the generational curses even if we didn't have anything to do with it, because we're chosen. And to be chosen, you have to choose to be chosen. You have to step up into your calling, and you have to align with spirit, and you have to say, I give everything I have every single day to serving the divine and expressing myself fully. And the divine is not outside of yourself, it's inside of you. So whatever your spirit's calling you to do it today. Just do it. Nike, just do it. My son's obsessed with Nikes, and I like what they say, just do it. Okay? So with these cards here, what does our soul family need to know as far as runes for the divination? Yeah, and then I just saw this card. Partnership, active versus passive, okay? Look at reciprocation. Is the person giving as much as you're giving? How do you feel around that person? Are you being your true self? Are you, being passive? I'm seeing a woman being held by an angel here. That's the fairies to me. I see a fairy wing too. Being held, just lie there. Just let them hold you. Let them ground you right now. Ashe. And so it is. So let's just get a couple runes to see what is in the future. What can my collective fairy faith, light warriors, star seed, grid workers, way showers, empaths, what else? Superheroes need to know at this time as far as to prepare for the partnership that's coming in after they were able to channel clearly their creativity and they realized that nothing is perfect. These solar flares that activated our collective has brought these words, thoughts into fruition because we have all manifested this harvest that's coming in quickly. Okay, so what do we need to know going forward? Okay, I got this one here. So we got Rad. This is the R rune, okay? And what the R rune says is it says that you're riding the chariot. This is the wheel card and all the things that come in waves. This is a time to take your ideas on the road and test it. You need your community around you to fix the road. The axle breaks and to help you feed the horses. But it's up to you to drive and learn the lessons that can only be learned if you quit your work out and put your work out and share it with the world. Okay, so you guys are stepping into your mission. You guys are sharing with the world. You are putting your ideas out there. You're trying new things. Okay, keep doing what you're doing. The angels and spirit and the fairies are saying, nothing that you do is not going to be rewarded. You will always be rewarded for what you are doing, working with the ethereal. It might take time like everything else, but time is irrelevant, okay? We don't need to worry about time. We just live in the moment, Spirit's saying. Okay. Spirit, angels, guides, give us some more clarity on this situation. Okay. So we got a gift. You're being gifted something at this time. Okay? This is Gifu. It is 2 straight lines of equal length leaning into each other and bound to the mid-core. Gifting creates relationships. Remember, you are not alone. Even if acknowledgement of others, remember, you are not alone. Even acknowledgement of others is a gift. Giving and receiving must be in balance. An imbalance in Gifu. Yeah, so, yes, because you guys realized that you had to start giving, putting your stuff out there to the universe, not just hiding in your shell and, not just keeping all the information in because you didn't feel you were good enough, because you thought you had to be perfect. Fuck that shit, okay? You channel clearly. You guys do. Be yourself. If you want to cuss. You're not hurting anybody. You're expressing yourself. If you feel that you need, whatever you feel you need to do to express yourself, as long as you're not hurting another soul, that's what it's about. It's about your intention behind it. You're in balance at this time, and you're being gifted. You're being gifted a community to help you. You're being gifted people that see you. You're being gifted this unlimited access to creativity, okay? Spirit is gifting this to you because of the hard work that you've done. Not just for the last few whatever time period I'm hearing the work you've done since you were born. Yeah, since you were born into this fairy faith. Guys were born into this fairy faith. And the last one I got is the bee rune, just right on the top. And that's the birch tree. New growth that comes when the old forest is burned away. Birch comes from death. Your ideas are all blooming. You have the energy you need to birth your new ideas, project, and relationship. Birch is the healing tree, the shamanic pole. If you climb the branches high up, you can talk to spirits. Exactly what I was saying. You guys are shamans. Go out into nature, hug a tree. Listen to the birds and the bees. Feel it in your bones. It's your destiny. It's your destiny to rebirth. You guys are this is the Phoenix month. This is the 10 month. This is when we rise from the ashes, y'all. Okay? So, I just want to thank you for having this time with me and sharing this beautiful scenery with me. Okay? I want to thank you for being here. And until next time, I love you and namaste.